Hey everybody, my name is Bobby and I'm going to do a quick garden tour of my garden. So come along with me and I'll show you what I got. Okay, let's see what we got, okay? Okay, here's my garden box right here. And this is on my garden shed. Okay, and I got my cherry tomatoes. I have the Napa Chardonnay, the blueberry cherry, Berry's Crazy Cherry, and a large red cherry, along with some borage, which is fixing to bloom. I don't know what this is. Sunflower over there. Some zinnias. And coming into my garden, we have yarrow, cilantro, lavender, thyme. We have that was a sucker tomato I put right there. This is chamomile and another sucker. They just kind of taken off. I just let them grow. I have a serrano pepper and oregano. This is dill, Thai chilies. That is bee balm, marigold, and this is my lavender. It looks like it's dying back a little bit. I have to trim it up. And I think that's marjoram, but I'm not sure. This could just be a weed. Don't know what this is. It just volunteered. It could be a weed as well. These are those windmill flowers. I don't know. I haven't never grown this before, so we're going to see what it looks like when it gets to flowering. Hopefully it'll do that. Okay. That's all there. I have some mint growing in here. A volunteer Kellogg's cherry tomato. That was a Kellogg's sucker. I just stuck it in the pot. Some irises, some strawberries, which this is not the ideal place for strawberries. I'd like to do a tower or something, but I don't have one, so that's what I got. This bed's empty right now. I'm fixing to plant some green beans in it. I think some green beans. I pulled my onions and my garlic from there. And then I have some raised beds, but in these pots in front of them, I have some raspberries that they've been in there for a couple years now. And that's a pecan. I have some more cherry tomato. That's a bit blue cherry. And then this is a experimental tomato from Seeds and Such. And it's doing really well. This is a what is this? This is a, what is that? Jimmy Nardello pepper. And of course I have this nasturtium, and it's seen better days. It's big though. And I have a lot of fruit on this tomato plant right here. You can see that. Got several things of fruit. And up this trellis that I have these are Jacari melons, or I don't know if you say it Kajari or Jacari. And I have them growing up, and I have a little melon right there. Thank you. Welcome to here. And then I have cucumbers growing in these little pots that I got from Bumblebee Junction. Tina over at Bumblebee Junction, she did this on her front porch, which I'm gonna move these up to my front porch, but right now my husband's building the railing around our porch. So as soon as he's through with that, I will hang these off the front porch. And then right here is a sugar baby watermelon, and I have some blooms on there. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And then on this side I have cucumbers. I have, these are the Bait Alpha slicers. I have some dill. This one's a National Pickling cucumber. This one is a Parisian cucumber. And then I have zinnias. On the other side of the trellis over here, I have serrano peppers here. I had these in the ground and they just did not do well. So, yeah, they did not do well in the ground. So, I decided to dig them up and plant them in this bed after I harvested my carrots. So yeah, that's what I did. And I have some jalapenos here. I have 2 jalapenos and 2 Anaheim chili peppers. You can see them. Okay. And over here I have these are some peanuts. I've never grown them, but they look really cool. And in my garden I grew them, and that's where I got the seed. And hopefully they will do well. Over here I have, this is a washout of some squash that I had planted, and the rain had washed it out into the walkway, so I'm just letting it grow. So then I planted some green beans, and only a couple of those came up. As you can see, I only have a couple plants and nothing on them. I've already picked from these. I thought maybe they would produce more, but they haven't. And then I planted some okra, because you can never have too many of that, right? And then more zinnias, and then some extra flowers. And in this bed I have some cabbage, brassicas mainly, that have been eaten alive, but they're still hanging on. I'm still having hopes for this cabbage right here. I might get some there and that one right there. So, high hopes. I still eat off the kale, and everything else is pretty much on its last leg, I think. I did pick some broccoli, and I'm just letting the bugs eat it. As long as it stays off my cabbage, I'll be okay. And then right here I have some cucumbers and some pole beans. And I have rattlesnake pole beans, and then I have some old homestyle pole beans, which they're doing pretty good. And as you can see, they're growing up this trellis just fine. And I also have some okra. This is the Texas Hills Country okra. And another, this is a pie pumpkin, sweet pie, sugar pie pumpkin. And I've already got some pumpkins on there. So that is good. So you can see that pumpkin right there. And then I have asparagus that I've grown in this pot for 3 years now. This fall I'm going to dig it up, and I'm going to plant it in the ground and find it a home. And then back here I have blueberry plant that I don't know if this will ever produce anything. It's got some berries on it, but they're nothing to speak of. I just never even pay them no mind. And then I've got another blueberry right there in that pot. And then I have an apple tree here. Now this apple I got from Stark Brothers, and this is my first fruit tree I planted. I need to do some cleanup with the grass and the weeds. But this is a grafted apple, so one side of it's Red Delicious and the other side is a Golden Crisp, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that in the future, if it ever starts producing anything. Okay, and we'll walk back this way. Alright guys, so, and then here I have my corn. As you can see, it's like a lot of corn. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I haven't grown corn before, so hopefully I'm doing this right. But I've noticed these tassel things have come up way before, or these things, which I know that they're the pollination. This is where the pollinators come from. So I'm getting these way before I'm getting any tassels, so I'm kind of worried about the pollination. But hopefully it'll be okay. Alright, we'll walk you through down in this bed down here. I just have some Swiss chard and some celery and let's see. And then again, once again, purple cabbage, but it hasn't done well. Although I see some fresh new leaves, so I don't know. But I don't have hopes for it. Okay, I'm walking over here. Down this row, I have, these are the Provider bush beans, and I have some basil and some zinnias mixed in it. And then on the other side of this fencing trellis that I used, I have tomatoes, and I have 2 rows of tomatoes here. And I think they're 10 or 11 plants each. Half of this row is Better Boys, and they're doing great. As you can see, I've got lots of fruits on them. And the other half is Super Fantastic, which are doing great as well. Unbelievable. These are just incredible plants. They're doing just great. They're loaded with fruits. Okay, and on this side I have Romas. Let me stand over here. I have my Romas now. I'm not having great success with these, but I have a little bit of fruit on them, so I can't complain. If I get just one. This one I accidentally topped off when I was pruning, because I was trying to do the single stem pruning, and I actually topped it off. I had never grown them this way before, with a single pruning up a fence, so it was a learning curve, but that's okay because it's making a comeback. So I'm just going to do 2 stems now, and I'm doing the suckers, right? So they're taking off, and I'm starting to get some buds. And then I have a big, I don't know if you saw that, but there I'm starting to get some blooms. And then here is a Genovese basil, which I love basil. Okay, and these ones here, I have 4 San Marzano peppers right here, and they're doing okay. Not too much production, but they're not too bad. I can't complain. I'll get something off of them, so. And it looks like I'll have plenty off of the other ones, so if I don't get a whole lot from them, I'll have plenty from my other ones. This guy needs to be tied up a little bit. He's hanging down. I have another little basil. And then these are little start tomatoes that I started, and because I made the mistake of putting my tomatoes out early, right after my first frost date, but then we had those late frosts and they killed my tomatoes, so I had to restart some seeds. So this is one of them, but I had planted this was one that I was just going to compost, and I decided to go ahead and stick it in the ground. I have a couple of them. I just decided to stick in the ground, and I did. And it's just not doing so great. It hasn't grown very much, but it'll be alright. And this is another Better Boy. I got another little basil right there. And then I have a Berry's Crazy Cherry with some marigolds. Okay, down this aisle I have some, these are my sweet peppers. Now I have this Jalapeno that's not doing so good, and I don't know why it's not doing good, but it kind of looks like it's dying, and I don't know why. But the other ones look good. Like this is a Jalapeno as well, and it looks good, but this one, I don't know. Hopefully it'll do fine. But I've got 4 of the California Wonders. These are the red bells. I got 4 of those. And they're doing good. And these nasturtiums are dying back. I guess it's that time of year. They just don't do well when it starts to heat up. I don't know. I don't know if it's me or if that's just the way they do. If anybody knows, please, you can comment down below. Let me know. This is is this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is these are the Emerald or Keystone Giant green bell peppers. And they're doing okay. They're just not very big. Not very giant, but maybe they'll continue to grow because they all got little fruits on them. Except this is a sweet banana, and I did pick up some peppers earlier this year, but it's starting to put on the little buds and blooms, so I think we're going to have lots more. And this one here is the Horizon Bells, and these are doing well. I've got peppers on every plant, and they're going to do well. And they're orange or yellow bell pepper. Okay, so let's walk over here, and I'll show you my my squashes. So, we're right next to my corn, which is right there. And then right down below here I have this is from Haas Tools. It's that South Anna butternut squash. Hopefully it'll grow and we'll get something. I've tried to grow squash for a couple years now and haven't had any luck. I also have a Hawthorne butternut squash right there. I have calendula, which I've been saving the flowers off of the other plant over there, and I'm going to use those for making a balm. And this is a Black Beauty zucchini, and I do have some little females on there, but and I do have one fruit down there that I can harvest that. It's not quite there, but it'll get there. This is a Gold Star from Haas Tools. I haven't had any fruit yet, but we're hoping. And this is another pumpkin, and as you can see, I have a pumpkin. I was determined to grow pumpkins this year because last year my nieces and my stuff picked them all before they were ready, and I didn't get any pumpkins. Was it last year or the year before? Last year, I think the vine borers just wiped me out. So right here I have, this is yellow squash. This is a I think it's a crookneck, not a crookneck. It's a Gold Prize from Haas Tools. So I think it might be a crookneck. Could be a straight neck yellow squash. And then here, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this one. This is my patty pan squash. It's a Pattison. Look it, I'm so happy. I have never grown these. I tried for last year, but I couldn't get them to pollinate. So finally this year, I'm finally getting one. So I'm real happy to see that. And yeah, that's exciting. Okay, over here in this bed I have raspberries, which are fixing to bud up. They're budding up, so I'll have some raspberries before too long. And then I have some more of those blue cherry tomatoes. These were suckers I just stuck in the ground there. Can never have too many. And then down here, now these are, oh, I'm going to get these to grow up this trellis as well. Hopefully that, I don't know if these are climbing types, but I'm going to try. But this is a Ghirardelli pumpkin or squash, the blue squash. They're really pretty, but they say 6 to 10 pounds, but I figured I can tie them up on the trellis. They'll be okay. And then I have a gray zucchini over here. Now I've been picking off of this. Oh my gosh, I've got some in the kitchen right now that needs to be fixed, and it's doing good. This plant this year has done really well for me. And I don't see a whole lot of bug pressure this year like I did last year. Last year I couldn't even move one leaf and they were just swarming. But this year they're doing pretty good. And I got some right there that I might get some off of. And then right here, this is a little cantaloupe. I need to train that to go off of here. And then right here, I don't know. I forgot to label it when I planted it. And so it could be spaghetti squash or it could be Jacari melon. I don't know. I mean, not Jacari, but a Ghirardelli pumpkin. Don't know. Okay, and in this, I have a tub here. And in this tub I've got a Kellogg's Breakfast tomato plant, which it has one fruit on it, which is not ideal. I wish I had more, but it just has the one. And then I have a jalapeno plant, which I do have some blooms, and it looks like we might have some jalapenos before too long. And these are, I just grew them in that tub. Okay, and then over here, this back here is, my husband expanded my garden for me this year. So I have been working on this. I know it's grassy. I know it's a mess. It needs a lot of work, but I'll get there. It's just going to take me some time. I'm just me, so, and I do all this by myself, so, and it'll take me some time. And so I did do a row, and I have some tomatoes in there, and I'm just going to walk you through and tell you what they are. Some of them are doing good and some aren't, so let me show you. Well, first off, I have this is a skyscraper sunflower, so hopefully he'll grow. And then I have a marigold down below. This is a Purple Russian tomato, and I have a couple fruits on it. Not too many blooms. I don't see a whole lot of blooms on this guy. You know, just those two down there, and that's it. So, well, here's some up here that they might do something, but for the most part, just down there. These guys need to get with it, but the leaves are curling, so I don't know if that's just the heat or what. So, I don't know. I'm not an expert on tomatoes. Here's a beefsteak that I accidentally topped off. So now I have 2 stems. And it's doing okay. It's got lots of blooms on it. I got a little bitty fruits. And some little bitty fruits down here. And they have pretty tomatoes though. I do like the shape of them. And so, yeah, so that's that. And then here I have Amish paste, which I've got lots of blooms, as you can see. And I have some fruit. Not many, but I have some. Hopefully we'll get some more. Again, another Amish paste with just a couple fruits, not a whole lot. These haven't produced a whole lot of fruit. I don't know. Usually these are a good producer for me, but this year they're not producing a lot. This one is one of those experimental tomatoes from Seeds and Such, and it's doing well. I've got several fruits on here and several blooms, so that should do well. And then this one is, let's see what it is. It is an Amish paste, and it's real leafy. It's got a lot of foliage, and I have been trimming these back, guys, but this one's still real full. I like that fullness, but at the same time, I've only got a couple fruit back there, as you can see, and I'd like to have a lot more than just that. So, I don't know. These Amish pastes just aren't doing well today. I don't know if it's because of where I stuck them or what. This is a Kellogg's, and I love Kellogg's. It's one of my favorite tomatoes. I got some blooms on here. These nice blooms, but not a lot of fruit so far. This one's only producing just one or so couple fruits right there. And this one down here is another beefsteak, and it's doing well. It's loaded good, and then it's got lots of these blooms down up here. Then we have more marigolds and more sunflowers, and all the sunflowers are the skyscrapers. All right, right here, more skyscrapers, and this is that Cinderella pumpkin. It's called I'm gonna slaughter these names. Rouge Vif de Ampis. So, Tampis, something like that. I'm terrible at names, but that's what it is, and it's that Cinderella pumpkin. And so far, it's doing really well. And this watermelon, this is Crimson Sweet watermelon. I have lost the tag. I don't know where the tag went. Huh. But this is oh, there it is. Wilson Sweet, sorry. I keep saying Crimson, but it's a Wilson Sweet watermelon. And then right here we have a Moon and Stars. We have those growing right here next to it. We're just going to let them grow, guys. I don't know. I figured they're probably too close together, but we're just going to go with it. This is a Gallo de Eisen. This is like a squash or a pumpkin. I don't know if you consider that a pumpkin or a squash, but it is a pretty one. It's got the warty on it, and it's supposed to be really pretty. And most of my seeds, guys, came from Baker Creek, but some of them I got from Haas Tools and Hudson Valley. There's a good basil. That one's doing fantastic. And then I sprinkled in some beets in here, and they're starting to come up. They didn't do well in my raised bed. For some reason, the beets didn't do well, so I thought I would throw some more out here and see how they do. And they're coming up. That's a purple opal basil. And then This is a Cocozelle squash, and it looks like I've got some starting right there. So hopefully we'll get some, oh, there's some more. Hopefully we'll get some squash out of here before too long, hopefully. And then this one, I never trust those little butterflies. And this one is honey nut squash. This one, this is a honey nut. I believe this is from Hudson Seed Company. And I believe the Cocozelle is from them as well. And we have some more basil, and we have more beets that I planted in here that are starting to come up. So maybe we'll get us some beets after a while. And then right here I have another, this is a cantaloupe. My husband loves cantaloupe, so I told him I'd try to grow some for him this year. So that's cantaloupe. And here's some other pumpkins. So I got pumpkin growing here and right there. And then right here in this bucket I have sweet potatoes. And that's it, guys. That's all of my garden so far. I do have like an old trough that I grow like just lettuce and tomatoes and sometimes peppers and peas in. It's around front. Well, it's actually off the back of my house, but I'll show you that another time when maybe I'll replant it and show you. And but for now, that's the gist of my big garden, and it's not too bad. It's I know it's a mess. It has a lot of weeds. Takes a lot of work. I work full-time, you know, in healthcare, so I get out here and do this after I get off work most days. So, but yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you see anything you like, comment down below and let me know, or if you can think of anything that I can do better, just let me know. This is one of my first videos, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Next time I'll just show you my animals that I have, maybe. And so, alright guys, thanks a lot.